Gloria, look at the camera and say who you are.
Gloria person.
Brianna Rousseau.
Okay.
Hi, Brianna. How are you tonight?
Gloria, I feel a little sad this week. There's some things going on that I don't really know how to handle, and it's kind of out of my control, and it's an uneasy feeling.
Okay, let's talk about that a little more. What's going on?
So a few months ago, I found out that I was pregnant, and it's just been kind of crazy since then. Financially and everything right now I'm in an okay spot, but there's just some things that I still want to do with my life, before, I have a baby, and it was just unplanned, and I wasn't with the guy, who was the father, and it's just, it was a lot of emotions to, handle, but I made up my mind and I was going to do it, and then 3 months in, I had a miscarriage, and there was a ton of complications, and I've been out of work and school for the past 2 weeks, and it's just been a lot to wrap my head around.
Okay, so prior to the miscarriage, you were going to go ahead and with the pregnancy, and because like you said, you had so many things going on that you want to accomplish, so that means you would have to change your game plan and everything. So how does that,
Right.
has switched for you? I understand, like you said, you're feeling upset and confused about it. But then now you don't have that, and you can still go on. If you get to this phase, you can still go on with your plans for your future. So how do you feel about that?
It's a loss. It's a death.
Yes.
It took me 2.5 months to come to terms with it. Abortion really wasn't an option for me at this point in my life. So it took me a while to come to terms with it and to accept it, and to come up with a game plan. Normally decisions I make them very strategic and well thought out, and I thought out the next 18 years of my life, and so finally to come to terms with it, and then to have it taken from me is kind of just a loss, and now it's a whole new set of things that I have to cope with.
Okay. Now, so you lost a baby. So what was the father's perceptions of all this going on?
He was no good.
Oh.
Yeah, he was no good from the beginning.
Okay.
So it didn't happen how it typically would. I ended up having to have emergency surgery because of some things that were going on last week. So not only was it dealing with him and dealing with the emotional side of it, but now there's the physical aspect of it too that kept me out of my daily routine for a while. Okay.
Well, let's talk about your future plans. Do you think that will help you to deal with the past of losing the child, concentrating on what you did want to do, or are you still in a phase of trying to get over that as well before you can move on with your future plans?
So I got accepted into college the day that all of this happened, to further my education. So that was a positive, and obviously there is going to be light at the end of the tunnel from all of this.
Correct.
But at this point, it's definitely just a grieving stage, and it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Okay. So if you didn't have the miscarriage and you had the baby, would you have completed school and as long as that? Because some people do that. They just you just have the added responsibility, but you still move on. You know what I'm saying? You still just incorporate having the baby now. And I guess my question is, would you have help with that if everything had worked out? Having the baby and still going to school. Do you have help with this?
Yeah. Life has thrown me a bunch of curveballs in my 25 years of life. So I've definitely been able to handle anything that's come my way. Not that it's been easy, but I've done it. And I'm a pretty determined person. If I want something, I get it. So I know I would have still, gotten my master's and figured it out. But it definitely would have been more difficult.
Yeah. Well, sounds like you got a lot of strong attributes there, which is good. That's good to help you out and push you forward. Well, let's talk about the future aspects of what you want to do. So what do you feel about that going on forward?
Well, I want to move eventually. I lived in Denver for a while. I'll probably end up going back or somewhere else. and, you know, finishing. I have about a year left for my bachelor's, and then, you know,
Okay.
if I can get into like an accelerated program, a year for my master's.
Okay.
And I'll probably have enough hours for my KSAC, same, you know, in a year. So I'll finish up school and what I have to do, and then probably get out of New York, you know?
Okay. 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 It sounds like you've been through a lot. You know, like you said, you had a lot of other past issues that you had to get over. You seem to be a strong person, and you know, and keep moving forward. You know, I'm sorry about the miscarriage and everything. Let's talk about Colorado. You said you want to go to Colorado or Denver? Denver. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's pulling you to Denver?
My dad and my sister live there.
Okay. So you have some support there.
Yeah, I have some
Yeah.
family.
Well, that's good. Well, I'm really. Oh,
Probably
would that?
at about the limit
Oh, okay.
of time.
Would that? Oh, I'm sorry.